Can't believe we've hit 10k. What's up, boys? Welcome back for another video. This one obviously being a bit of a special one because obviously, if you didn't know, I've been screaming it from the rooftops because we have worked so hard for this one that I forgot to put on the ring light. Boom! Let there be light. Oh, we've hit 10k. And we hit it, just my luck, we hit it while I was ill. So the celebrations have been very timid for me. But we did say that I would do a Q&A and give you guys like a little bit of a peek behind the curtain as you would when we hit 10k. So that's exactly what this video is today. You guys have been leaving... Wow, man, you guys have been leaving lots of questions. This is going to be a talking head video. This is the first time I've really done anything like this. So I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to talk to you guys, and we're going to see how this goes down. I know this probably isn't going to be the most marketable or probably the most watched video on the channel, but I don't give a damn. We all deserve to celebrate together this little community that we are building, and I'm super happy. I've got my Leeds mug full of coffee. There's the yorkieman mug in the background, and yeah, let's get into this one, and let's go through some of the questions that you guys have been leaving. I have to say though, right off the bat, right at the start of this video, I will do my best to stop saying this constantly all the time. Just thank you very much for helping us hit 10k. It means a lot to me. I've been working on the channel for a long time, so to get here is huge. Right, so the way I'm going to break down these questions is we've got the 2 community posts and then we've got the video. So I'm going to do the questions from the 2 community posts first, and then I'm going to do the questions from the video. I feel like this will make it a lot easier for us for when we then break it up on the edit. Now, first of all, like, just a lot of congratulations. I've had messages from people and it's, you know, it's sick. It's just pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool when people do that. So we're going to go with the first question. Favorite player at Leeds now and of all time? That is so difficult because last season it definitely would have been Archie Gray. My favorite player currently in the Leeds squad, I'm probably going to say Willie Gnonto. Ramzani could change that. I'm a fan of offensive players. I really like Tanaka as well, though, but I need more time with Tanaka. I need more time to sit on that. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to say Willie Gnonto right now. He's an absolute beast. He does not remain in the championship beyond this season in my mindset. So, I'm praying and my fingers are crossed that we just get to keep him for that little bit longer and we get promoted because, you know, I've had a lot of strife as a Leeds United fan, and I would love to see us go up. But yeah, I'd have to say Gnonto, and maybe all time's a really difficult one for me because it's easy for me to be blinded by the Bielsa years and players like, you know, Paulo Hernandez and Calvin Phillips, because I'm a huge Calvin Phillips fan. I know it's not worked out for him since leaving Leeds, but a huge Calvin Phillips fan. But my old school favourite was always Jermaine Beckford. I absolutely adore Jermaine Beckford. As a Leeds fan, I didn't really get the glory years. We got relegated when I was a kid. So I've supported Leeds through like League One and the Championship. I've not really seen Leeds in like the Premiership and stuff. So yeah, I loved Jermaine Beckford. He was one of my favourite players. He scored one of my all-time favourite goals, that goal against Manchester United. Yeah, I'd probably say Jermaine Beckford, but I do love Calvin Phillips. There's so many players that I could name in times gone by from me growing up, but Beckford always sticks out in my mind. And then he's got a secondary question. He's got 2 questions. What is the hardest thing about doing YouTube and working at the same time? And this is a really good question because I know that there'll be people that watch the videos like I did when I was younger and watch them and think, you know, I want to start doing YouTube. I want to start making videos, and having an insight of what somebody else is doing is actually massive. And it's not something that you get that often in any community on YouTube, and especially I've not seen it in the FIFA/FC scope or the football scope. You don't really get to see that many insights of what people are doing, why they're doing it, and their motivations and how they do it. And the biggest thing about this question is it's time. The answer is time. That's the hardest part about working and doing YouTube. And the easiest part for me was when I didn't have an audience because I didn't feel any pressure to put videos up. And I really started doing YouTube properly sports-wise during COVID, so I wasn't working. So I had so much free time in order to put videos up. And then now I hit a brick wall because I work a really demanding job. If you guys didn't know, I'm a chef, so I work like between 48, 50, sometimes 55, 60 hours in a work week, and then still trying to get those videos recorded, having the energy to do that and edited was a real struggle. And the problem is I've picked a medium where several episodes a week consistently is really what people want. The most successful FIFA YouTubers put out, you know, their Let's Plays daily or every other day, and that's near impossible doing the job that I do. We do have a little bit of a respite now. There's a new guy come on doing some of the edits. We're doing all the edits, to be honest with you, and that has created so much more free time, and I feel like the content already has started to improve. The amount of content coming out has already started to improve, so I'm hoping that he'll stay with us for the long haul, really. I would like to be successful and then him be successful alongside me. But yeah, definitely the answer to that question, the hardest thing is just time. And then you put this pressure on yourself that you're not getting enough videos out. And that could be a real killer for you when you're doing YouTube, is putting pressure on you, because it takes the fun out of it. When you're feeling pressure to get a video done, you don't enjoy the process of making the video anywhere near as much. Moving on, we have, what are some future projects you're gonna plan on doing? I have a lot. I can't show you, but I am a notes person. I wonder if I can show you briefly on my phone. So I do notes on the computer and to-do lists and stuff, and then I do notes on my phone as well. And I feel like I'll have one set of notes somewhere here for FC or for whatever. And I do that a lot. I've just got tons here of, like, you can't see. But yeah, basically, if I turn the light off, could you see? I think you will be able to. Can you see then? No, not really. But yeah, I just have tons of notes, and I'll take notes when I'm at work and stuff. So I have lots of stuff planned. There's ideas that I've come up with like months ago that I might look at again and go, yeah, now's the time to record that, or I have the free time to record it. In terms of in the current moment, Spurs has gone on longer than I expected, but I'm actually really enjoying the longer term series this year, and it's still averaging 1,000 a video. So that's absolutely fine for me, for my size. And it is allowing me to put up different videos, tips and tricks along the way, which I've been enjoying doing. Some of them have caught on more than the others. But in terms of future projects, I have a live start save coming very, very soon. And I would like to dip back into the rebuilds now that we're in a position that I feel like we could do with the editor. But that's where my mind's at. I feel like where the game is at and where the viewership for the game is at, it isn't smart for me right now to jump into a complete different Let's Play. So I haven't made any decision on that yet. And that will kind of tie into this question. Will I ever do a Blackburn Rovers career mode again? Maybe. I really enjoyed the Blackburn career mode because I enjoy building a team in the championship or lower and making them better, because the way I build a team, I don't necessarily just go, right, get the best overall, get the best overall. And I really enjoyed the way we built that Blackburn side, but there's so many teams on the list that I have to do, and I don't have any affinity to Blackburn at all. So I don't know. If enough people wanted it, I would definitely do Blackburn again. Like, enough people want Tottenham, so that's why Tottenham still gets quite a bit of airtime on the channel. But I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure I would do Blackburn again, but never say never. And a rebuild of Blackburn is probably more likely. These are some good questions so far, lads. So honestly, like I'm actually enjoying this. If you are, make sure to smash the thumbs up. If you had an option to manage any team, what would it be? Think logically, high expectations, etc. Well, obviously for me, if I could ever manage a team, it would be Leeds United. But none of that involves any kind of logic. So if I was trying to look at it from a logical standpoint of where I could manage or I could coach or whatever, it would probably be local to me, and it would probably be Guiseley or Bradford Park Avenue. Both teams that I've done Football Manager saves with and heavily enjoyed those saves. So I feel like because they're the most local, lowest tier sides to me, those would probably be the two teams that I could probably stay out in that one. And Guiseley have had some good moments, but they've been really bad recently. I've been to a couple of their games, and Bradford Park Avenue is a similar story. But yeah, I would maybe enjoy managing one of those two, and I'm definitely going to do a save with one of those two again when we get Football Manager 25. I think we might do a long-term save, but that might be something just for streaming. This next question then is going to be from Hazard, and it is, Yorkie, is Tottenham your second favourite team, or is it just Leeds United? You like, by the way, come on, Solomon. Yeah, no, wow, man, that 4-3 game that we had, oh my God, that was insane. Is Tottenham my second team? No, definitely not. I'm a one-team person, but I am a fan of how teams play. That's usually how it works for me, right? I really like Inter Milan. I've been a fan of Inter Milan as well for a long time. But in terms of England, I've only ever been Leeds. But I can be a fan of, like, I fall in love with, like, managers and how teams play and whatnot. And there's been loads of periods of time where I've really liked Tottenham, like when Harry Redknapp was there and some of the teams they had, Bale, Kane, Berbatov, Robbie Keane. Like, I have been quite a fan of Tottenham in terms of that over the years. There's been loads of times where I've really liked the Tottenham side, if that makes sense at all. I wouldn't say they're my second favourite team because I kind of float then to foreign teams. I've always liked Inter. I love what Inzaghi's doing there. And then obviously before Amaron went to Manchester United, I really liked Sporting. Sometimes for me, I'll start to fall in love with a team and really like a team just because of the saves I've done. So I will definitely admit, I have watched a lot more of Tottenham in terms of watching their games live that I maybe wouldn't have done before since managing them for like the past 4 or 5 years on the game. And because I've done that, I never meant to pigeonhole myself into Tottenham. They were just a struggling side that to me can be a big team and can somehow find glory and success. And that, yeah, that led to me really liking them. Like, I really enjoyed watching them beat Manchester City 4-0 at the weekend. So, yeah, I wouldn't say second favourite because something could happen. If I stop doing saves on Tottenham and they hired a manager I didn't particularly like, eventually I could not enjoy them as much. But I've always really liked Heung-min Son since he was at Leverkusen. So that's kind of helped me as well. I don't know. I don't know if it is with you guys, like, certain teams will have certain players, and then I root for that team because I like that player, if that makes sense. Like, I really like the way West Ham have built their squad. So this year, I'm really enjoying, well, I'm not enjoying watching them because I don't think they're playing to anywhere near their capabilities or what they could do. But it means I pay a bit more attention to them and I like them, if that makes sense. Like the Ipswich story, I really like that, so I'm watching them a bit more. I would say it's more that, but yeah, I definitely watch Tottenham a lot more than most Premier League teams, to be fair, at this stage. So yeah, I wouldn't say second favourite, but they're definitely up there for me. Well, I've been holding off looking on the comments that we put in the video, and oh my God, guys, so many nice comments. I will get back to them. I didn't want to answer any of the comments until I'd made this video because then they wouldn't pop up as my most recent comments. I don't know if you know how it works, but on the app, like, it shows you what the more recent comments are at the top. And if you like them, well, once I like them, they go gone. And I did not want that. Anyway, let's look at the comments on this video. Some of them are saying the thumbnail made it look like I was leaving. I promise I will smile in the thumbnail in the Q&A one. I did a really bad job, but just a lot of this is just really nice. Like this one here as well. They watched my FIFA 13 videos and how insane it is, because that was a long time ago. That was, yeah, that could have been 10 years ago. That was an insane amount of time. I've been doing this for a long time. But here we go. Here's the first question. What made you go into YouTube in the first place? And this, I imagine, is most people's answer when it comes to why did you start doing YouTube? How come you started doing YouTube? And it was, I remember I discovered YouTube while I was playing games. And I can't even remember what was like my first few videos, because I binged YouTube hard. Like, I'm not going to lie. I still do now, but I really binged YouTube when I found out. I didn't watch any other TV. It was just all full on hardcore for YouTube. And there was a guy called Hey Yorkie, and he did, it was a camera. He rested a camera on something and filmed it. And then there was another guy called Scouse Mike. And they were probably my two original OG career mode content creators that I watched a lot of, because I watched some other content as well. But I just always remember watching thinking, wow, man, I would love to do that. I'd really enjoy that. That would be a lot of fun. And it took me a while to then finally get my first PC. But as soon as I got it, I knew as soon as I had a PC, I wanted to create some content. I don't know what it was. I never knew how successful I'd be. I have so much fun on a day-to-day basis doing this as like a job when I get the opportunity to. So yeah, I feel like it was watching those original career mode guys and some other people like, you guys aren't going to be as interested in this, but I used to watch Quill18 who did like Civilization stuff, and I was really into my strategy games as well. And yeah, it was the whole accumulation of, now I've got this PC, I can do this, and that's when I started. And I never took a video down because I like to look back and think, God, I was crap, and then see how far I've come. That's just kind of how I work with it. But yeah, there wasn't like a specific moment that got me into YouTube. I just found YouTube and binged watched it so much, and I always thought to myself, I could do that. Maybe I want to do that. And then here we are now. Oh man, I'm going to love this comment. I'm going to love this one. This is from, so believe it or not, I streamed a lot during COVID, and we had a core group of just we had some good guys in that group. And this is from one of them. It says, hey, Diz from Twitch here. Oh, Diz, man. I love Diz. This was he was a mod. What a man. What a man. Just wanted to say huge congrats for hitting 10K. Couldn't think of a person more deserving. Always been a pleasure following your journey. For the Q&A, what was your take on FM25 news about the delay? Knowing you, I'm sure you had an opinion. I'm a little opinionated. I can't say it surprised me a great deal. First of all, Diz, I love you. I cannot wait to be in a position where we're streaming again and I can hang out with all the guys. If you guys want to follow the Twitch, it's down below. I would have been streaming at this stage. My plan was to come back for FM25. The stars were aligning. New editor, FM25, and then what I've done instead is I've started a second YouTube channel called Yorkie Plays now that I do Pokemon Pocket videos on. So I flipped it completely. I want to return to streaming though. That's something I want to do in the long run. And the FM25 news, it does not shock me, but it also shocks me. Like, it doesn't shock me that the game got delayed. It shocks me that they released more information about the game, and then I think it was only like a week, 10 days later, whatever it was at the time, then they said it's not coming until next year. I'm not surprised. My biggest gripe with the game for the longest time was the match engine, and they were completely overhauling everything. I knew that this was going to be a really, really big game for them, and I am worried that Football Manager won't be Football Manager anymore when we finally get it. And I think a big key to that for me is the fact that they're stepping up. They're up in the levels, right? They're trying to become more mainstream. They've become more mainstream. More people play Football Manager, and I completely get it. And my problem with that is that if it becomes more mainstream, more people play it, do we end up with just a generic EA game? Is it going to be more designed around consoles and not PC? Are we going to start losing depth in the game? Like, all these things go through my mind when I think about it, but we won't know much more. The channel will cover it, and the channel is going to start covering any other football games, because this year's been a rough one for FC content, and this year is not going to change. And I don't know if they're going to change. For all the good they added, they ruined it with all the crap. The game is in a terrible state. My feed is flooded with people complaining about FC25, and it makes it then extremely difficult to create good and exciting content around a game that people are already at this stage pissed off with. The game's only been out 3 months. So FM at this stage would have been a bit of salvation for us, a bit of respite, but unfortunately it got delayed. But yeah, as I say, I'm not surprised in the delay. I kind of smelt it coming. I didn't think the delay would be as long as it is. I think it's now March that we're getting the game. Yeah, I never thought the delay was going to be as long as that, but yeah, I felt like it was going to come. It just felt like it was in the water. Like, there's no way this game was, they're usually very tight-lipped, but there's no way we're this close to when we could have been having early access. And we knew nothing. Like, the roadmap barely told us anything either. So hopefully when it does drop, it'll be good. We'll cover it on the channel. It's made me torn on what to do in terms of coming back to streaming. And like I say, that's why I've like started dipping my toe into other stuff with having a second channel. But yeah, that's going to be it for the Q&A. I would do another one of these in the long term if we hit another goal, maybe. I also have a small idea of doing a video about some of you guys who may be thinking about or excited or have an idea that you'd like to get into doing YouTube, with some tips and some conversational stuff that I did and stuff that I've learned along the way with doing this for a while. But yeah, that's going to be it. This is going to be my last, I promise. This will be my last thank you for you guys getting us to 10K. Again, there are memberships up on the channel now. You do not have to do them. You get no extra benefits, but some extra little insights and stuff like that. Nothing major. They're just there in case you want to support that a little bit extra. Maybe I could pay the editor a little bit more then. But that's going to be it for this one, boys. I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. This was a very different video for me to sit here and just talk about life and stuff. But I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. I hope you guys have as well. Take it easy. I will see you for the next video on the channel.